What's going on, everyone? My name's Mark and this is Mako Reselling. In today's video, we're going to do a what sold. These are clothing items and some other hard goods that I sold late June. Now this is going to be June 19th through the end of the month. And I'm going to do my best to give the price I paid, what it sold for, some of my thought processes around it. I shot this over a series of days. So a lot of time I was shooting this very early in the morning, very late at night after work. So I do apologize. Sometimes I'm really tired. Also, I know sometimes the camera might be shaking a little bit, but I got a good amount of items, and let's go ahead. Let's get started. Can't go wrong with some cool pants. Picked up these cool pants a couple weeks ago. I found a few different pairs over a course of a few weeks. And these are the Renegade pants. So fairly good brand, fairly good model there. And listed these out for $35. Took an offer for $30 and bought them for $4.99. Sold this Manta Sleep Mask Pro along with these Manta Sleep Cool Eye cups. Not really too familiar with this product. I got this for free actually. Someone reached out to me and offered to give it to me. Sent it to me as long as I did an Instagram post. Anyhow, I said, what the heck, sure, and did the post and looked these up. The Sleep Mask Pro usually goes about $50, sells quickly, and this, both these items sold for $48, and they sold in about a day or two. I got an offer originally of $45. The person did not pay. Then someone swooped in and offered $48, so I just took that. Sold this Stafford new with tags blazer. It's a $56 linen cotton blend. Picked this up about a month ago at Goodwill at the retail store, and it was $5.99. Sold it for $42, so some nice profit right there. Seersucker continues to do good for me. Picked up this Anne Klein dress at the Goodwill bins. It was about $1.50 maybe, and sold it for around $18, so a nice little flip there. Found these Nautica pants. I believe this is the Beacon plant, and nice color, nice summer color here. And I bought these for $4.99 at Goodwill. Thought that they would sell a little bit higher. They're new with tags. They ended up going for $20, but I thought I'd get about closer to $23, $25, but some nice profit. I'll take it. Sold this Polo Ralph Lauren belts. Belt's pretty beat up, but the person really didn't care. It seems like didn't seem to bother him. Sold for $22. I bought this at my Goodwill for $2, so a nice little flip there. Sold these Lori Felt classic boyfriend jeans. Got these at the bins. Paid about $2. They only went for $14, so not really too happy with the profit there. It's definitely a brand I won't be looking to pick up again, but sold pretty quickly, a couple of weeks, so good to have it out of the store. Sold this Ralph Lauren houndstooth blazer. Picked it up for $5.99 at Goodwill and sold it for $25. Glad to get rid of it. It's been about 5 months. Nothing really special with this blazer, just wool, but a pretty nice flip overall. Picked up these Anthropologie women's pants, trousers at the bins. Probably paid about $1.50, $2, and they sold for $18. Took about 4 months to sell. Got an offer today for $17 for this Cutter and Buck Pinehurst 1895 polo. Pinehurst, it's a golf course in North Carolina. Very popular, hosted a number of majors like the US Open over the last couple decades. This one here's got a nice snowflake pattern, although I don't think I even put that in the title. Some of this Pinehurst stuff, it seems like it's taking a lot longer to sell than I originally thought. But the guy sent an offer for $17. I countered at $19 and I accepted. So paid $4.99 for this. So $5 into $19. Picked up this Ralph Lauren 3XB gingham check, black white gingham check, and got this about 6 weeks ago, maybe 7 weeks ago. $4.99 at Goodwill. Sold it today for $25. Some nice profit there. All right, a couple more items here I forgot to record. I got a Peter Millar Shepherd's Check Blazer sport coat. This item I got probably about 2 months ago. Paid $5.99 for it. I remember it was not a very good day at that Goodwill. I think I only found that in like one other thing. But have this up for 56. Actually sent out some offers for like 50, $45. Couldn't quite get someone to buy it. And someone swooped in and bought it full price. So definitely a nice flip there. Sold this Foundry Supply Company plaid shirt. It's a 3XL, and I believe I bought this quite some time ago, about 3 or 4 months ago at the Goodwill bins. This is not a great brand unless you have a very unique item from them or something special, but regardless, it's sold. I made a little bit of money, very, very little, but good to have it out. Sold this Brooks Brothers Makers vintage dress shirt, and this thing went really quick. I think it went in about 4 or 5 days. Had tons of watchers, tons of views. I listed it originally at 37. An offer came in at 30. I countered at 32, and the guy accepted. Probably could have got more for this. I was a bit surprised it went for so much, but these seem to be very hot right now, and definitely made a good bit of money, paid $4.99, so it was a nice little flip. Sold this 1977 Yankees yearbook. I got a stack of these, well, different teams, different years from a relative, and was able to sell this for $11.99, so pretty solid sale there. Nothing's too expensive, but these have been selling off every few weeks. I've been selling a couple here, a couple there, and it's starting to add up. All right, this is a personal item here. It's been in my store for a long time. Well, it's been in my store for about 7 or 8 months. Got it up there, listed it out for 18. Really got no traffic at all. Finally, someone sent me an offer for $12, and I accepted it. It's good to have it out. I never wear these shoes. They're not very comfortable, but hopefully the person who bought them likes them. Sold this Masters Collection men's polo. This took a couple months to sell. It actually went longer, or was out there longer than I thought it would. Got this, I think, in February or March, and thought it would definitely be gone by the Masters, which is in April. It got lots of views, lots of watchers, but no one really stepped up and bought it. Finally, someone did. I bought it for $4.99, sold it for $23. So not as much profit as I really wanted to get. It is a size small, but it's good to have it out. Okay, this is a fantastic brand to be on the lookout for. Golfing brand, Bad Birdie. I sold a couple of their things, and this took about 2.5 months to sell. It took a little bit longer than I thought. Bought it for $4.99. It's kind of plain. It's just got white. Some of their other stuff has some decent patterns on it. But $4.99, I sold it for $29.99. Kind of held out. Probably could have sold it quicker if I dropped it to $25. So overall, a nice $20 profit there. Definitely good. Got this Express new with tags tuxedo jacket about 6 to 8 weeks ago. MSRP $88. Listed it out for $33. Thought it would sell a little bit quicker than it did. I thought I might have to go into the fall. Someone sent an offer for $25. I accepted. I thought, what the hell? I'll just get rid of it, take the profit. But probably should have set the offer limit a little bit lower, probably around that 27, 28 range. I think the person still would have bought it, and they were just kind of feeling out. When you go and look for something like this, there's not a ton of competition, I think, for this specifically new with tags, getting it your size, and also, a fraction of the price of what you'd pay retail. This was a nice quick flip right here. I posted this about 2 days ago. Picked up these Ted Baker chino pants $4.99 at Goodwill, and remember thinking maybe I should go up into that 30 range for them. I actually listed them out based on comps all the way down to 23. Probably priced them too low. They sold very quickly. Something to keep note of in the future. Price them a little bit higher than that. But I guess a quick flip, you can't complain about that. All right, a couple more items here. I forgot to record before I shipped them. Sold some Banana Republic men's pants, pinstripe. Now this was a personal item. Really nice pants, and they took a while to sell. They took about 6 months, only sold at $15. I guess looking at them, there's nothing too special about them, but they are very nice pants. Unfortunately, I underestimated the shipping on this one. It went out to California. I think the person paid like $6 or $7 in shipping. I ended up having to pay like 10, so I lost a few more bucks there. So didn't make out as well as I wanted on this one. Sold a Taylor vintage shirt. This was new with tags, and I got this at Goodwill. It's the Luxe Performance, and this probably took about 2 to 3 months to sell. I was a little nervous about getting this sold just because it seemed like this isn't a extremely popular brand. So I was a little bit nervous about it, but it sold, and $4.99, it sold for $30. So a nice flip there. Sold this Zero Restriction vintage Gore-Tex pullover, windbreaker pullover, and this is a fairly recent listing. I just got this up about a week ago, if that, and bought it for $5. It sold for $30. So a nice flip there. Sold this Yezi Vector remote control racing boat, and I bought this quite a while ago. I got it at the Amazon return store. I believe this was either $5 to $7. At the time, these were going for like $50, that range. Originally listed it up pretty high, like 45, and just kind of waited. I saw some other ones selling. I checked from time to time. I just kept dropping the price. Of course, it was really in my store during the winter time, so I wasn't super worried about it selling since it was winter, and this is obviously a summer toy, racing boat. But it finally sold. It sold for $27, and hopefully, I did not test it, so the person does not check it out and it's broke or something. That way I'll be out quite a bit. I think the shipping on it was like $8 or $9 on this. Brooks Brothers continues to be a solid contributor to the store. Just an item where you find something it sells, in that $25 range. This is a blue pinpoint Oxford. Good size, 17.5, 34. Very clean, crisp shirt. Bought it for $4.99. Just about a week ago, I got it listed up. Sold very quickly. Had it listed at $25. It sold for $23. So not the most exciting thing, but definitely these add up. These little $17, $18 profits definitely add up. Fish Hippie, I'm sure, is a brand many of you have not heard of. It is a small clothing company based out of North Carolina, and they make water clothing, I guess you could say, if that's the right terminology. But they do like bathing suits, shorts for being on the ocean or being out on the water, fishing shirts, stuff like that. So these are Bermuda shorts, and some of them go decently. They go in that 30 to 35 range, but I've had these up for about 3 months. I kind of figured that with such a small market, so few people looking for them, I'd mark them down to 25. Once I did that, I got an offer for 23, and I accepted that. Paid $4.99 for them. So not a terrible, definitely not a terrible flip there. Probably not something I might buy again just because the market is so small. Sold this Boy Scouts of America women's army green skirt or dress. It's not a dress, skirt. And this sold pretty quickly. It sold in about a week. I got it up last week and paid about, I got this at the bin, so probably paid around $1. It's very light. And sold for $18, so about a $15 profit on the item. Sold these Ralph Lauren active women's shorts. Nice tablecloth pattern here. These I got at the bins, probably paid about $1 for them, and they sold for $10, less than I expected. I thought I'd get somewhere in around that 15 to 18 range, but good to have them out. Sold this Nike men's quarter zip burgundy maroon pullover. This paid $4.99 for it, and it sold for $22. Took about 6 or 7 weeks to sell. Had a lot of views and watchers on it initially, and I was trying to get it sold for $25, but just couldn't quite get it for $25. Ended up just sending out an offer, and someone picked it up pretty quickly. Sold these Ralph Lauren men's wool cashmere blend pants. Bought these for $4.99 at Goodwill, and they sold for $28. So a nice flip there. Hit about a $20 profit on it. And, you know, these things had a couple good things going for them. The cashmere blend, decent name brand. They're also pleated and they're also cuffed as well. I think that does help with some of this. Size was 32-32. So a nice flip there. Sold these Hudson Heidi women's jeans. This was a nice pair here I picked up at the bins. A good size too. It's got the flare boot cut, which is really in style right now. Bought these probably for about $2, and they sold for $28. So a nice flip there. Sold this Seersucker Nautica blazer. It's a woman's. Had this listed for $33. Woman wrote me a really nice message asking if she could have it for $25. So went ahead, decided to sell it. Was hoping to get a little bit higher on it, like at least $28. But took the offer, sold pretty quickly, about 6 weeks. Got this at the bins, so a nice flip. Sold these Polo Ralph Lauren cargo shorts. Now I got these at the bins and listed them, I think, for about 21 or 22. Ended up taking an offer for 17. This is a personal item here, Banana Republic, medium. I don't fit into this shirt anywhere anymore. So listed this out, I think, for 15, got an offer for 12. It's been in my store forever, like 8 months. So glad to see it go, and it's all profit. Sold this Silhouette Auto Blade. This is another personal item, and got this from my wife. She had a bunch of them. She didn't need anymore. Anyhow, listed it out for 14. I'm not even sure what it does, and it's sold. It took about 5 months to sell. Sold these Duluth Flex Fire Hose pants, men's pants. Nice green here, and got these at the bins, probably $2 or $3. I think they're about £1.50 or so, and sold them for 21. So they went fairly quickly, about 6 to 8 weeks, somewhere in that range. And this is a brand a lot of people pass up. I seem to feel like I'm kind of a sucker for Duluth. A lot of times I have to just put them down and just know that the profit's not there. But if you're buying them at the bins and it's a decent size and a decent model, I think it can go in that low 20 range. And this wasn't the greatest size. It was 38-30, but someone did want it, and that's really all that matters. Sold this Wells Fargo Championship Callaway polo, new with tags. Bought it for $4.99, sold it for $30. So a nice flip there. This was an item that I was a little bit worried it wouldn't go quite for $30. Thought it might end up in that $27, $28 range. But it's good to have it out. It sold pretty quick, about 5 or 6 weeks. All right, thanks for tuning in. If you're still here, guys, go ahead, and if you want to see more videos like this, more thrift hauls, other list type videos, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, write some comments, do all that YouTube stuff that'll help the video out. Appreciate it.